It looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing on this a fine Monday? Wasn't so good for me last week because I just had one of those days. It was Wednesday. I had one of those days that was just fucking brutal. Started off and I ended up at some point. It wasn't a great day in general. I can't really remember, but there was three major things that really fucking got to me. One, I ended up unbooking an appointment which I've been waiting absolutely fucking ages for because of something else that we needed to do, and then it turned out someone else was going to do that for me, so I didn't have to. So that was very fucking annoying. And then a very YouTubey thing. The video on that Wednesday last week, worst performing video for ages. So I was not super fucking jazzed about that. And then about 1 o'clock in the morning, which I still count as the same day because it happened within 24 hours of the other two, we do this routine at night, me and Mrs. Sick, where I play currently the Yakuza series, and that helps her get to sleep. And about halfway through one of these sessions, we hear a loud bang, and everything in the house shuts down. Now, some of you will recall that we had a fire to do with electricity. So when I saw all the power go out and heard a loud bang, I was instantly in where's the fire mode. So I was shooting around the house looking for fire anywhere, everywhere, until eventually I figured out what had broken, because it was the one thing that hadn't come back on after I'd flicked the what's-it switch. And it was the cat's litter tray, because she's got one of those fancy ones. I was like, oh, right. And because next to it, it's plugged in on a sort of one of those, like an extension cord with a couple of plugs on it, it was upside down. And I picked it up. And it had exploded. So I got a mighty fine electric shock, which was extremely fucking fun. Scared the shit out of me. Like, I was running around the house looking like a fucking headless chicken, trying to figure out what the hell was on fire. That was my mindset. So I wasn't expecting to get electrocuted, but I did. Well, electrocuted is when you die from it, but whatever, interchangeable. Anyway, yeah, I pick it up, grab it. I yelp like you've never heard a 6'3" man yelp in your life. Scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, oh God, am I going to die? And we look it up, and I should definitely go to the hospital. But it was 2 o'clock in the morning at this point. So I decided if I don't die by the morning, I'll call up 111 and see what they tell me to do. And yeah, but it was a whole palaver. Ended up getting taken to the hospital because the ambulance came. We called 111. They sent an ambulance. So good on them. And it came quickly, which was a fucking shock. And
shock.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, they wired me up and said, we're a little concerned with this one thing. That could be your normal rhythm, but we don't know. Went to the hospital. They did the same, and they went, yeah, that's your normal rhythm. You're fine. Bugger off. So I was like, yeah. But that was fucking terrifying. Raiden wins. Yeah, I wasn't quite dustified out of it. But yeah, that was my last week. Thankfully Friday went a little bit better, and the video went okay. Sir Elect sick. But yeah, that's my interesting story of the week. Other than that, I beat Neon White this week, which is a fucking excellent game that everybody should play, and no one I know is playing it, which is driving me insane because I'm really into it. I bought a second copy of it for one of the consoles so I can play it in the living room. I imagine that Mrs. Sick is sick of it by now.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't die. Electric 6. God damn it. Do you know what? I should have expected the puns, but I just didn't. It never occurred to me that you people are monsters. Funny ones, though, so it's okay. It's like whenever you have a really shitty person on Twitter, what really bugs me is when they're shitty and unfunny. Because at least be funny. Come on. Fuck. It's not that hard to make a decent joke. Now we're singing Electric Six songs, are we? Danger, danger, high voltage. Yeah. Now, the fun part afterwards is now trying to get the company that makes the fucking cat tray thing to send me a replacement plug. I'd fucking pay for it, although it is within warranty, so they should send me a new one. But at first they're like, oh, send this and this and this. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then they're like, send us a video of it not doing anything. I don't understand what you're asking of me, and I ain't fucking plugging it in because I don't want to die. Funnily enough, so they got a bit of an earful from that. I don't know if they've even responded, but yeah. So yeah, again, that was my week. Is it bad I use 6 videos as white noise going to sleep? You wouldn't be the first person. There's a lot of people who use these streams.
His voice is very soothing.
Actually, funnily enough, in terms of the opposite of soothing, I saw a comment come up on an older video where apparently I had called the audience sexy bitches. And someone was like, oh my God, when he called us sexy bitches. That was just so good. Because I did the old, hey, you sexy bitch kind of thing. And people are into that, apparently.
You've got baritone voice.
Didn't realise whiskey was such a great conductor. I wouldn't minded, but I was completely fucking sober at the time. But yeah, so next time, if you think something's broken and it's electric, assume the worst in every possible way and unplug everything. I already knew to do this, but I was looking for fire. As some of you know, we had a fire that came after a small explosion. Now, the small explosion didn't cause it. It was the bigger explosion caused by the professionals who came to fix it that caused the fire. So sick ASMR channel soon? Probably not. It sounds like such a fucking just a waste of time. So you can light up light bulbs with your teeth now, Adam's family reference.
So sick asthma's just probably you fine and burping.
It would just me heavy breathing, but not in a sexy way. Just like fat guy breathing. It wouldn't be good. Don't lie to us sick beings. Sober is like a leopard without spots. Well, the human body that hosts me was sober, so there you go. That's the canon way for me to be sober. We weren't thinking straight, obviously. Adrenaline sent you straight into fight. Oh, I thought you were making a joke. I assume everyone is making jokes at my expense because I'm not dead. I didn't get an electric burn. Literally, it only went into my hand. I wasn't stood in water. I wasn't holding something metal on the other side. Yes, I wasn't wearing my armor. Haha, shut up. Yeah. But it is when you aren't thinking straight, you do stupid things. But you need to stop and go, right, there's no fire there. Let's make sure this isn't... Yeah. When I was little, my uncle had a metal outdoor fridge that wasn't grounded. And when the fridge got wet, people got shocked. Fucking hell. Just ground it, for love of God. Who remembers phone breathers? People pay good money for that now. They do. Do you think some of those just started uploading their breathing onto the internet and people just paid them for it and they're like, holy shit, this works? I do wonder if people, because you can call people through like Facebook and shit, but then you get the name. So the whole point, I'm going to make it sound like I did it. I've never done it, but I would assume that the whole point is that the person on the other end doesn't know who you are. And if someone's phoning you up heavy breathing and you're like, Dad, come on, then it doesn't have quite the same effect. Okay. Or it has a very different effect.
Fix your sleep apnea machine.
Oh my God. Oh, someone phoned me up with all this heavy breathing. I was quite turned on. Eventually they just died down and I put the phone down. Later that same day, my granddad died of an asthma attack. I can't remember who said that joke, but fucking hell. I was watching the Super Bowl last night. It's strange how everyone suddenly becomes religious. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Apart from the people who don't give a fuck like me. I am not a big fan of the sports ball. I think between me and Mrs. Sick, we've watched about 2 hours of sports content total in our entire lives.
Probably. That
It's
sounds
it's
pretty.
not a lot.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
It feels pretty accurate.
I don't know because of all the football that was on down at the
But
pub.
did you watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Exactly.
No.
It was just there.
It was It was
I've
on.
been in lots of rooms where people have been watching football, and I haven't taken in a fucking moment of it. Never been electric shocked, but I did lose half a fingertip in a freak accident involving slamming a door when I was a student. Oh, I don't know if any of you have been watching the fucking Clarkson's Farm. Jeremy Clarkson, dipshit, but fucking hell, he's an entertaining presenter. He might accidentally slice a bit of one of his fingers off, and the fucking scene where it happens, it's so quick and just stupid and so relatable.
I am not squeamish at all, so it did not faze me. But
I fucking yelped.
You were covering your eyes.
I was like, oh no, not into that. No, can't look. Quick check, no. It was fucking So yeah, if you want to see Jeremy Clarkson hurt himself, but the show itself is the last season was entertaining. This one is too. It's funny. Whether or not you're into the trifecta that is Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and the other one. I call the other one because I've not watched a show with him in it that I've enjoyed. That's like his thing. The other two have at least one fantastic show. James May, Our Man in Japan, was fucking brilliant, and Clarkson's Farm is fucking brilliant. And then I don't know what the other guy's done. I should check out other stuff to see if he's done one good thing. I mean, maybe that's what they do, but fuck. So have you acquired an electric personality now? No, but I was electrocuted. Yay, Hammond. Yeah, that's the one. I knew it was something to do with hamsters. Because small, the little person. He's only short. Personally, I prefer the puppy bowl to the super bowl. Oh, what about the catty bowl? Clarkson is really amusing, but he thrives too much on the controversy. Yeah, he does like to say stupid things, but at the same time, Total Wipeout, never watched it. Never fucking interested in it. Mostly because I like the video games Wipeout, and now you can't search that without that fucking show turning up, so it made me mad. Did you know the Bible does not foretell the end of the world in Revelations? That book is a scary story about how Emperor Nero and Rome will fall. Yes, I mean, in a sense, that could be considered the end of a world.
Well, the Roman Empire covered an absolutely massive territory. So the idea of that coming to an end is kind of like end of the world.
I also enjoy the Bible predicting empires will fall, because empires always fall.
They always fall, yeah.
They always fall. So, well, every single one that's happened so far has fallen. So I think it's pretty safe to just go, it will fall. And then everyone will think we're really clever.
Richard Hammer did a series on the origin of solar system, I think. It was pretty good for pop sci.
Yeah, that's probably okay, but it's not the same kind. It's sort of the reality aspect of Our Man and Clarkson's Farm is what makes them so good. He might be a half decent presenter when not trying to be entertaining as a human being. The only thing I've watched with him is him watching his fucking car crashes, and holy shit, that man has crashed a lot of times. Like, even just for TV, and he's crashed more than that. And he's a professional driver for all intents and purposes. Fuck me. Oh, 320 K miles per hour. You've made me very mad, Ben Wu. KMPH. Oh, kilometers per hour. Never mind. I'm stupid. Shut up. Stop correcting me. I can hear you typing from beyond time and space. I said a stupid. Welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. It's gonna fucking happen. I stuck a nail into the power outlet when I was 2 years old. Got seriously burned. Did the same with an extension cord half a year later. My mum went all white when I later wanted to be an electrician.
Makes sense, though.
Hey, you survived twice.
Exactly. You're built for this.
You've built up a tolerance to electricity. Soon you'll be just like taking fucking those huge transformers. You just have one of those to the face, and you'll be like, "Didn't hurt."
I was thinking the guy from Iron Man with the electrical whips.
Yeah. You'll be Whiplash. That's I don't want to bring it up because it's lame, but it's also cool. One of the real achievements of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that Iron Man always learns from his mistakes. That every film he has something that would have protected him in the last one as an upgrade. And there's like fucking loads of them, even tiny little stupid ones that you wouldn't even think of. It's thought out. Whether or not you like them, it's thought out.
Nerd.
Yeah. You're not stupid, mate. The abbreviation is KMH. Yeah! 123 miles per hour equals 123,000. All right, 123,000 miles per hour. Okay. Wait, did something things can't go that fast, right? That seems there's no land vehicle that goes that fast.
No.
I feel
Maybe
like
maybe
that's
a plane, but
I'm not even sure if planes can go that far. That's really fucking fast.
that is really fast.
I'm sure Mach 1 is only a few thousand miles per hour. And like the fastest we can go is Mach 3. Well, it might be faster than that. I don't know about rockets and shit like that, but yeah. Well, Iron Man is a scientist. Imagine the guy as Iron Man. I think he would have exploded himself immediately. But yeah. Good thing I'm a terrible people. I mean, it's always good. I'm fine but drunk as fuck. Fair enough. Correct, but it's fun reading of your misspeaking. I mean, yeah. Mach 1 is around 600 miles per hour. Oh, it's way slower than I thought it was. I mean, it's still fucking fast. If you walked at Mach 1, you'd be into the shops in no time. That'd be fucking brilliant. If you get pulled over by a plane, good luck talking your way out of that speeding ticket. Oops. Yeah, so okay. So in my head it was 1,000. I don't know why. Obviously one of them is over 1,000.
Because it's a nice round number, probably.
123,000 miles per hour is the speed in which an inappropriate joke travels around the internet. It's very, very fast. It's also slightly faster than that is the speed at which a wrong opinion spreads around the internet, and people. Yeah. You could speak a stupid opinion in one direction and then hear it from your racist granddad behind you about 20 seconds later. It's just amazing. A whip was the first man-made object that spoke the breed of sound. That broke the speed of sound. Yes, the.
Are you drinking?
I have had like a quarter of a drink. I think I'm just tired. Even if you're wrong about something, you're still more right than most Crimsbians. Oh, savage. My cat is currently biting me to show me love. I want to yell at him that love is not supposed to hurt. I don't think he understands, though. He can be a giant twat. Can be. He sounds like a giant twat. 600 miles per hour is 1,000 kilometers per hour, and that might be where my brain is doing the mix-up. So I was smart all along. That's how I'm going to take it. If I'm accidentally right, then I was right. I mean, that is true. So how fast actually is 123,000 miles per hour? Fast, I imagine. Mach 2 is about double the speed of sound. Fastest we have is Mach 3.3.
Like, how fast does the Earth spin?
About 1,000 miles per hour.
Is everything just 1,000 with you?
No, I think that's actually true. That better be fucking right now, otherwise it's going to look really bad. Also, SR-71 sounds like something from Metroid, and they just re-released Metroid Prime, and I want it, but I'm not buying it on fucking eShop because they will fucking delete eShop eventually. But that looks fun. Want to play? 15 degrees an hour. I mean, yeah, that's true. That is a way to point out how slow that actually is. They go, it's 1,000 miles per hour, and then you like show them what that looks like in a turn, and it's like, it's not a lot. But yeah, so what have we been up to? Has anyone had any life-threatening accidents? Has anyone done anything interesting at all that I can steal and talk about instead?
No.
So I don't have to be interesting myself.
No.
Oh, I tell you what we can talk about. Mrs. Six's dad is really fucking annoying. He has been calling you like 8 million times a day for the last month or so to talk. He wants to take Mrs. Sick and the sicklings on a little holiday, which is fine. But what he really wants is Mrs. Sick to decide what the holiday is. And he keeps throwing these things. Oh, we should do this. And she's like, okay, fine. And he said, oh, wait, we could do this. And she goes, okay, fine. Oh, we could do this. Okay, fine. He's not quite getting it. And I think today he's changed his mind, 4 times about where you should go, including to a place which we already know you can't go.
Just today, he's changed his mind like four times. Just for one day.
And it's driving her fucking insane.
It's not just that. No, it's not that. It's he phones me up to tell me this. It could be a text message, but he decides to phone me up and spend 25 minutes chuntering at me with fucking nothing to say, and then he hangs up and then phones me back again about an hour later, talking for another 25 minutes about fucking nothing. And I'm just going, yeah, and most of the time I don't even respond. I just leave the phone on the bed and go walk off and do something else and come back. And I'm like, yeah, and he doesn't get it. And he just like, yeah, my dad is a spurg.
Yes, Zared Sabertooth. We have both played a lot of the Fallout series, and far more of Fallout 4 than either of us would care to admit. Not a good Fallout game. Fucking addictive game, though. And welcome to Handsome, Vicarious Traveller. Very interesting name you have there. Yeah.
I don't know how to tell him without sounding like... This is my biggest problem, is when I'm unhappy with something, it's really hard for me to get off in a nice way that I'm not interested.
Yeah, she usually punches you in the face and calls you a wanker.
I'm usually kind of blunt, and I don't like being blunt because people get upset. So I just say nothing instead. And I bite my tongue and just don't get involved. But this is starting to irritate the piss out of me. It's draining the life force from me.
Yeah, one of Mrs. Six's biggest problems is that she bites her tongue until she's really fucked off, and then it all comes out in one huge lump of anger that could have been... Which is why our relationship tends to work 90% of the time, because when she's annoyed and thinks she's hiding it, she might as well have her hands in the air going, "Bah, I'm so annoyed." And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she says, "I'm fine."
Yeah, but you're very empathetic.
I'm also not stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been the same, but no one's ever asked me if I was okay.
I fucking force it out of you because you need to. If you don't, I know what will happen. It's just not worth.
I did that with the customer support today when told 6 minutes, then 43 minutes, I just put the phone down. 43 minutes, I just put the phone down. Oh.
It depends how important it is.
It is every time I'm on the phone, as soon as I answer the call and I go, "Hi, Dad," and you go, hang up.
I do this hand gesture, which I call "okay, bye," which is thumbs up emphatically and then waving. So I'll just sit there. She'll be staring at me, face like thunder. like, or rolling the shit out of her eyes, and I'm just smiling at her going, okay, bye.
I don't mind
Okay,
talking.
bye.
I don't mind talking to my dad
Oh, thank goodness for that.
about once a month. That's fine. But it was literally the day before I spent all day with him, and he
Yeah.
never mentioned
Any of this
anything
shit.
about this crap. And then at the end of the day, I was like, make sure you book the thing for the holiday just to remind him, and make sure you book tickets for this thing that I want to take the girls for their birthday. And then he's suddenly on the ball with it, and he won't leave me the fuck alone.
Elderly people tend to be like that. Now, you know what the sicklings have to say in a few years when you call them and ask when they want to go on vacation. Well, the plan is...
I don't call, I text. I prefer texting.
Yeah, but they'll be like, oh, why is Mum texting me? Why can't she just mind link me?
Mum,
it's so...
Snapchat me, man. Oh, that's dead now, isn't it? I don't know.
Why don't you use Twitter?
Twitter.
And it's just this version of Twitter where you can only answer yes or no.
Mm.
And you can only... yes, yes, no, 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 yes, no. And occasionally, twat. Geosynchronous satellites go crazy fast.
Your father might have early onset dementia or maybe Parkinson's, or you should get him seen. He's more than likely he's neurodiverse.
Yeah.
And he's
Neurospicy.
Yeah, he's very forgetful. He's easily distracted, and a lot of it. And he's also massively socially awkward. So we think he probably has autism, but.
Which is true of both our fathers, although neither of them would admit it.
Since the girls got diagnosed, my mum, my sister, and my dad have all been looking up the symptoms and like, holy shit, that's me. And I was like, it was inevitable that our kids would probably end up getting diagnosed with it.
Yeah. It's not like severe in any sense, but it's, yeah. They definitely have the actions. They have ADHD as well, so been diagnosed with both as well. None of that self-diagnosis shit. All the best for my kids. But do you know the fun thing about fun is really the wrong word, but an interesting thing we see, our reaction to our kids being diagnosed versus some people. But we're seeing people who are like, I was crying my eyes out, and like, why? They're still the same fucking kids.
Yeah, my mum said that she said that she was really sad.
That's so stupid.
And I was over the moon. I was like, finally, it's been confirmed. And
he sounds like your typical Yorkshire boomer. Yeah, if I was to describe
my dad is literally a boomer, though.
So for someone who's not neurotypical, he is typical. Beware of balloons, especially the white ones. Super balloony. What? Where the fuck did that come from? Did I miss something?
I don't know, but I like the term super balloony. That's cute.
You're full of balloony. They have the little tism. They have a bit of each. They have the adahada and the tism. And it's what makes them so fucking... They are the happiest kids in the world until they're not. Is the only way I can describe it. And then they're devastated.
They're very kind. They love rules.
Unfucking believable.
They love their
I don't know where they get that from.
They love rules. I like rules.
No, kindness.
It's not from us. I have no idea where
we're all right, sir, twats.
Yeah, they're very kind. They like rules. They like fairness. They hate people who don't take turns. But their emotional reactions are so intense, and they switch so easily.
Yeah.
Like they can go they could be ragefully angry, and then like 5 seconds later be ecstatically happy. It's bizarre to me.
I really hate the term boomer just used as pejorative, but it's funny.
My dad is a boomer though.
He's a total boomer. He
does boomer things.
Spy balloon over Midtown. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that. I even watched was it Legal talking about whether or not they could technically maybe do it, and it's all a little bit up in the air. Get it?
Oh my god!
Because it's a balloon. Fair is fair. Millennials ruin was the catchphrase for a year. Millennials ruin the housing market by not buying
No,
houses. Oh
my
wait, no,
dad
wait.
is
Why can't they afford them?
my dad's favorite thing to say is this woke culture.
Oh God, I hate it when your dad tries to talk about anything that he's fucking heard of on fucking whatever news service he
Oh yeah,
watches.
it's Radio 5. That's where he listens to.
And it's so fucking everything he says is like 5 years ago. It's very
Yeah.
rare. And apart from a thing that is like new, I'm sub to legal too. I'm not sub to him. I'm sub to hardly anyone. I'd be a mate. That's the thing about it's nice to have the subscribers so you know where you're at, but it's amazing how much stuff you won't realize you're not subscribed to, and then you'll go and look and go, I'm sure I'm supposed to be. That's often how stuff disappears from your timeline. Up in the air, that joke went over my head. Get out, Mark. You're banned. I'm not going to do anything about it, but I want you to work on the honor system. This is a joke, by the way. To be fair, with how much we are expanding the autism spectrum, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody was at least a little bit autistic. Not a useful
It's not useful.
metric.
Like
there is a difference between is and is not.
Like there is probably a chance, right? Like I have a fair amount of autistic traits, but I don't suffer with them as much as someone else does, who definitely needs the diagnosis in order to get the support that they definitely need.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to call them autistic more than me. I have traits of it rather than that. So like there's definitely hundreds of people, thousands of people who have traits, but they don't suffer with it.
Yeah.
So like my kids, they cannot function in school without support.
Yeah.
They take things way too literally. Anytime a teacher says anything, they take it massively personally and literally. And they don't really have many friends, and they only really hang out with each other. So they're socially kind of
they have difficulty.
difficult. Yeah.
When someone says something, they make assumptions, and
Massive assumptions.
They're almost universally negative, and that's been really hard for them. And trying to get their head round the idea that if someone says something that upsets you, they probably didn't do it on purpose. There's a good chance that they are, the people at school. Yes, we've all had shitty teachers, but one assumes most people become teachers because they want to change the world. They want to make kids learn and all the bullshit that you hear. I imagine most teachers have that at least at the start.
Have you tried crystals? They collect crystals, so if it hasn't worked by now.
Have you tried pelting them with cow shit? Problem with being on the spectrum is that if you don't hide it, people will use it as an excuse to dismiss you constantly. I mean, potentially, the world is changing to some degree in beneficial ways, I think. Please don't deactivate me. Hey, you have to deactivate yourself. I mean, I'm not going to stop you from talking, but if you could just be quiet time, at least until you've got another not funny joke that I'm going to hate and secretly steal, then you've got to talk, obviously. But yeah, so it's all a balance. It's all a learning experience. One of the things when they talk about adults, when you become an adult and you realize that everyone's just winging it, I feel like that phrase is doubly true for being a parent. Like giving advice to the kids of just bullshit that's coming off the top of my head. But it sounds good, and hopefully it will
some people that have been diagnosed, you can't even tell. I'm a caregiver to adult twins who are with autism, and other people too. I've met them and I thought they were also caregivers. It depends though. Like if they've developed masking and they've developed ways of like coping mechanisms, and like when I was a kid, I was very observant and I took in all the and my mask was my mum. My mum is a very extroverted personality and she doesn't give a shit about what anybody thinks, and she has no filter either, so she's incredibly blunt. And yeah, she can be very obnoxious, and I used to do that. I used to put that on so I could be more social because I hated socializing.
Mm.
And I didn't
I mean, you
realize
still do for the most part,
I didn't realize I did that for a very long time.
but you always found it exhausting.
It was
hanging out
very
with people.
exhausting. As soon as I socialized with anybody, I came home and had a nap because I couldn't cope with it. I always thought I was just an introvert, but it's not. It's more than that. But I think a lot of it is when you've already built up all your security mechanisms. You're like, oh well, I can't say this, and you don't do this, and you don't do that, and then you are allowed to do this in certain situations, and you can't do it, and you overanalyze everything constantly, and you constantly think you go through every single conversation you had that day to make sure you didn't say anything wrong, or you don't make social mistakes, or make sure that your social cues are okay, and then you analyze people's facial expressions to see if they actually thought what you thought they thought in the beginning. Yeah, I do this every day, and I thought everybody was like, oh, I'm just socially awkward. This is what socially awkward people do. And then realizing, no, a lot of autistic people do this too. And just because they've learnt to cope with stuff doesn't mean that they're not valid in their autism.
Mm. Yeah, someone's saying that they hate the autism as a superpower trope as well, and I know
I don't like that either.
It's fucking stupid. What did? Oh yeah, I went to uni. Mostly did teacher training thing. Believe me, most teacher students are not doing it out of altruism. Okay, but they're not doing it to be fucking evil. I've got to assume. I think most people are trying to be good, or consider themselves doing good. And that's the point of what I was saying to the girls is that you kind of have to assume that even if someone says something that's just feels horrific, they probably don't mean it in a bad way. It's like it's the thought that counts is sort of an important concept. But to pay attention to their behavior ongoing, because you need to sort of build it up and go, okay, right, this person is a dickhead. I didn't use that word, but you know what I mean.
ADHD people mask as well. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, anybody who's neurospicy will probably mask in some way.
My daughter is autistic. She finally started verbalizing what she wants at 12 years of talking with Macaton cards. I'm not sure what that is. And now she speaks thankfully. Oh, I saw the most cutest video the other day. There's this woman, she is a 9-year-old girl who's non-verbal, and she started babbling like last year, so she like is so excited that a kid is actually making verbal noises. And then the girl just turns towards her mum and says, hi mummy, I love you, and it's the first thing she's ever said, and her mum like broke down crying. I was just like, oh, that's so cute.
The thing to remember when Mrs. Sick first told me that story is that I was playing Neon White, and it's a really good game that you should go play now.
Oh my god.
I've been telling myself that I'm going to bring it up repeatedly during the stream. Seriously, play Neon White for fuck's sake. It's so goddamn good. Oh, absolutely. That was one of my daily tasks, helping them learn to socialize and trying to be comfortable with it. My point was that autism isn't always apparent on the surface, not to diminish. Yeah, I mean, with especially with people who've never been diagnosed, you'll find that they are 90% mask, and that they're very different when they're alone and comfortable with you. Someone who's very excitable and weird, once you get to know them, probably is someone who masks. Quiet people, it seems to be that once someone is comfortable, if they seem to have like a dramatic shift in personality, there's a good chance, not necessarily always, but there's a good chance that they're sort of being more standoffish, being more calm, just because they don't want people to think that they're weird. I mean, we said it. We took one of the neighbours' kids for a birthday dinner because they had a fire and it was all fucked up and all that shit. So we thought we'd do something nice for one of the kids, and so she's friends with our girls. Her brother is very clearly ADHD, but she's quite quiet and reserved. But over time during this evening, we took them out swimming, and then we took them for a meal, and it was lovely. We were with the girls. She had a great time and all that crap.
I think the more
And she was
like our girls don't really mask around us.
no,
So I think the more she saw the way we reacted to the girl's behavior, she
which was
slowly
comfortable.
started opening up more, and she became hyper.
So excitable.
Yeah.
So just having a great time, and it was wonderful to see. And yeah, I mean, just uh, just try and make people, especially kids, try and make them comfortable around you, and they'll show you that they're fucking entertaining people a lot of the time. Our kids, we should have known something was up. Like, our kids used to dance, even when they were tiny. They used to dance into the school hall when the music was playing. Every other child in that school was doing the normal as told things, and there they go in like boogieing.
Well,
It was
this was before
so
they.
fucking
This is
cute.
before they got
Way
diagnosed.
before.
And it was like a few years before they got diagnosed, and all the kids were walking nicely and calmly in, and the music were playing in the background to help the kids walk in and sit down. And ours just came in shimmying, and wailing their arms around, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is probably ADHD. And I was like, yeah, this is. And then the more I paid attention to little things, the more I realised it probably was. And then she got diagnosed with them. So
As long as someone is not insulting me or lying directly to me, I don't get upset with how anyone talks or acts around me. Well, that's because you're a prick. Or are you? Haha, see what I did there.
there's also a lot of ways to specifically tell trans/autistic people to kill themselves. What? I missed something here, haven't I? I recently made the mistake of releasing a video talking about anti-trans on Twitter. ACC? Hack?
I don't know what
I don't know. And they noticed it. Good lord, there was a lot of Yep. It is really fucking sad to see. It really is. Good point, Mrs. Sick. Diagnosis could be the only way of helping surroundings understand. Like, for our girls in particular, with getting diagnosed, now they obviously still have their emotional issues, but they are like, well, I'm autistic, so this thing happens. Or I have ADHD, so this thing happens. And I think this part of my personality is more ADHD, and this part of my personality is more autism. And they're starting to learn to understand themselves. By the time that they're teenagers, they're going to have a reasonable foundation of who they are properly. Like, if compared to what they would be like if they had nothing instructing them, like, this is the reasons why you are like this.
We're hoping that they'll be very by the time they're adults.
They already are kind of self-aware.
They're going to be much more self-aware than we were as 20-year-olds who had no fucking idea. No, like, I've been tested for ADHD, but like what I call boy-DHD as a child, which is
hyperactive.
What we used to call ADHD. But what I have is what we used to call ADD.
Yeah.
But now we know it's what I have probably got. Not diagnosed, but almost certainly. It's, well, I can't remember the words. You know the words.
What?
I have the distractible one.
Oh, ADD?
Yeah, no, but the real modern term for it.
Well, it's just ADHD now.
Yeah, but it's ADHD and it's a version of it. It has a word. I can't remember what the word is. It's like unfocused. Having ADHD, my brain keeps words away from me because it likes to fuck with me. I don't fucking
know. It's hard for me to think of what you're trying to think of.
Anyway, someone will know. There's the hyperactive one, and then there's the not. What I found was boys are more aggressive than girls with autism. We changed schools for her to an awesome school, mainly because more boys are diagnosed than girls. Yeah, that's the hard bit at the moment.
Oh, they speak with mostly Six accent and occasionally mine. They if I teach them a word,
they mostly sound like me.
Yeah, they mostly sound like him.
It's weird. We live in Yorkshire,
and they have Yorkshire friends, and
they are they're fucking absolutely surrounded.
And all my family are Yorkshire.
My mum is with a bloke who is very, very thick Yorkshire accent. She speaks like I do, but other than that, they know like 3 people total. Me, my brother, and my mother, whom they see much less frequently than anyone else. And they talk like I do. It's actually weird how much they sound like me. Yeah.
They're very,
barely Yorkshire.
I think as also it's like
It's awesome.
they're very particular about the words they like to use. They prefer to use more accurate words as well.
Generally speaking, if we tell them our ways of speaking it, I swear that they start erring towards the way I do. Which is correct.
Well,
and
like
obviously...
saying, yeah, you're right. They prefer to say, yes, you are correct.
Oh yeah, in terms of they have a sort of technical speaking.
Is it vernacular? Yeah, they prefer that.
Also, no one reminded me that I have to go put the dish in the oven. Thanks very much, chat. I only asked at the very beginning when no one wasn't here. I can't believe you failed me. I'm giving you a few minutes so that you can.
This is why you
ask
should
a couple
have
of questions.
put a timer on yourself.
No. What's the point of having an audience if they can't be a timer for me?
Okay, sorry.
Also, that was an amazing burp.
I have ADHD, bipolar 1, and anxiety disorder. That conflicts. Creating those three diagnoses are amazingly weird. Yes, so my career choice is obviously clinical psychology. That's pretty good. Like, I find it I've always been fascinated with psychology anyway. I did psychology in college, and it's just the way the brain works and the way it can compartmentalize different weird conflicting things. Like me, like I'm very particular. I like to be. I'm very organized, and I like things to have a place. And my dream home is minimalism, because it's just I don't have to deal with clutter. I know where everything is, and everything has its own little space, and it has a use. And then I live with him, who bulk buys things.
Stuff.
He bulk buys things when he doesn't need to, and he's like, "Oh, it's in case we run out." And I'm like, "Yeah, but we already have 6 in the cupboard." He went, "Well, they weren't there before," and I'm like, "But you could have looked for them." And he's like, I don't do that."
To be fair, you speak from a place of grand privilege where you never have to worry about eating or having anything, because I just do it all.
No, I'm terrible at remembering to eat. Though.
Yeah. So
I don't really get the feeling of hunger until a lot later. Same with thirst as well. First, I don't really get thirsty until a lot later. The worst
thing about living with me is she has plenty. She's well taken care of. What a bastard.
She has plenty, points to Dick.
That's why they call me Sir Dick. I start talking / texting. Fuck my mouth. No. As in tell it off. Type of ADHD. Inattentive. See? I knew there was a fucking word for it. I was right all along.
Oh, right. That's what you wanted.
Yeah. The type of ADHD. You failed me again, woman. I'll have to buy extra stuff. That's how I can punish you.
Do not buy more stuff. We have so much stuff.
Overbuy things.
Oh god, the amount of computer wires you have. You have a sick.
You don't know how many I've thrown away.
I know you have, but you still have shitloads.
I know, but they're all important. They're all very special, and I do try to wrap them up with cable ties.
Hey, Sig, did you put the thing in the oven?
I was a clinical psychologist for 18 years. Not bragging, more like self-shaming.
Dealing with other people's problems when you have to deal with your own is a very large sacrifice.
Well, the real question that I want to know is, how much of a hypocrite are you? How little of your own advice have you ever taken? I'm assuming it's not much. You're like me. I want to live inside an IKEA Do you know what? Not an IKEA catalogue. The fucking IKEA. They're beautiful. That's the one thing. I found walking around IKEA quite stressful, apart from the little sort of design rooms, which I'm like, God, I'd love to just sit down and veg out in here. And yeah, I like the idea of like living in an IKEA. I feel like that. Hey, Sig, don't forget the dish. You need to put it in the oven. Thank you.
I literally just said that.
I didn't hear you. You think I'm listening to you?
Wow.
Do you think I have the mental energy?
Considering that you like You are.
I wanted to say something really mean.
You are.
You're just like your dad.
No, I actually have slightly more charisma than he does.
Way more charisma than your dad does. Jesus Christ. I actually enjoy your company.
God knows why. I think it's because you like to hear yourself talk. Because most of the time, apart from the stream, I don't.
Where you will just not shut the fuck up.
There's two. If I had a drink, I won't shut the fuck up. Because I can feel like I have the confidence to talk about what I talk
There's
about.
plenty of times when you won't. I'll be working and you'll be like, hey, sick, meme. Hey, sick, other meme.
But it's important to show you memes.
Sometimes you'll just tell me this long.
But I see you, right? You're there, right? You've got Twitter up on your main screen.
Yes, I have 3 screens, so I have a lot going on.
And then on that screen, you got like something like, what was it, Scrubs or something that's on that one. And then I don't know what's on this one because I can't see anything.
Yeah.
But you're watching there and you're just like, ha ha ha, laughing. And then I show you a meme.
Am I not allowed to have...
I show you a meme, you're like, I'm working. And I'm like, fuck.
I don't actually do. It's usually when I have been working and then you start and I switch to watching something so I can
I don't know.
I
can't multitask the way you can.
No.
I have to, like, if
so
I'm
the
trying
maximum
to...
of 2 screens.
If I'm trying to...
really...
Like, one of the weird things he does, he'll watch, like, a series or something while he's editing.
Yes.
So he's got this layered audio.
Yeah.
And he's fine with it. And I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Well, I tend to audio edit on its own very, very, very quickly. That's one of the things. She's, like, mesmerized by how fast I edit audio and how generally quite clean it is when I do it.
I don't know. I need to focus. So, like, having other noises going on is really hard for me to concentrate.
There's a certain amount of editing audio which is visual, which you use the sort of uppy downy timeline of it. What's wrong?
I was really warm.
Okay, fascinating story. Thank you for sharing.
No, the other one, I was really cold.
Oh.
Right? And I was like, I'm really cold. I'm like, I don't want to put a dressing gown on because I'll burn up.
I'll just get
a blanket because it's nice and soft. And I was like, that'll do me. And now I'm really fucking hot.
And conceited, Jesus.
Now
I'm really hot. It's a joke, woman. I'm really hot, as in I'm attractive.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Oh my God, she's dumb sometimes. Thank God for that ass. And the boobies. The boobies are good too. The memes must flow into the oven. Go back to your closet, sick. I don't have a closet. I wish I had a closet.
No, he has a pile.
I have piles of stuff. Would you like to live in SCP-3008 Infinite IKEA? Oh, God. Someone was making a game of that. And then IKEA got all mad about it. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. You could have just sold so many of your things. Look how robust this chair is for killing monsters. But no, IKEA. You couldn't have another thing to sell your shit on. You had to be all fucking precious about it.
It is sick. I think so sick. And I have somewhat similar case of ADDs. It's like having 2 brains where one needs to be distracted, entertained, unless we find something really interesting.
Oh God, if I'm bored, I need things going on.
When I get bored, it's all consuming.
Yes.
I can't do anything because I'm bored.
My boredom is very different from your boredom, though.
As soon as I'm in, I've skipped over into boredom now. That's it. I can't do anything.
My boredom is lack of engagement. Your boredom is bored.
Yeah.
I am now bored. This is bored mode engage.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, there is nothing currently entering my brain. I must seek and find a thing to enter into my brain and just fill it.
Sensory seeking.
Preferably something you've watched 100 times before, so you don't actually have to pay attention to it, and you know you already like it. I really fucking hate that. That shit ruins my goddamn weekends when I have nothing new to look at, and I desperately want something to keep me entertained, but I just fucking waste 7 hours just rewatching some old shit. Oh, what have you done? Have you spilt?
No, condensation from the icy drink went on my nipple.
Oh, straight on the nipple.
Oh, didn't expect that. Ah.
Woohoo, take it off, Miss Sick. I'm pretty sure this will be the first naked woman on the internet. True. She has been naked on stream before many times, but mostly with no fanfare. I've enjoyed it, but you didn't get it. Oh, I have Horror Store, but have not read it yet. Is it good? I have no idea what that is, but it sounds interesting. I have so much shit that I need to do in my apartment, but I wind up sitting and scrolling on... Oh, God.
Hi, dude. That's me.
I have an amazing issue with... I love the idea of doing DIY. I am incredibly bad at doing it because I always think I'm going to fuck it up. So I always use it as an excuse to hang out with people I like. So I either get my brother to come round and do it for me, or I get my my good mate. So Sick OnlyFans? Yeah, but it will only be fans. It will be pictures of desk fans, computer fans. It won't be quite either that or noodles. You know, because nudes. A wise man once told me only boring people get bored. If you're inquisitive, you'll find something interesting. Yes, that wise man was not that wise, because that's an incredibly stupid thing to say. It depends how your brain is wired. Mrs. Sick is anything but boring.
Right,
she gets bored.
The thing is as well, because
catastrophically
I get
bored.
I get very quick mood swings.
Yeah.
So if I suddenly just switch into a sad mode, it makes it so much easier to go into bored mode.
Yeah.
So I don't control this shit. It just happens to me.
Do you also get the laser focus? If you find something really interesting, it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
And all you want to do is X until I'm good at X. Yes. Have you played Neon White? It's really fucking good. I have half the red medals now. Once you start playing it, you'll know that that's quite a fucking feat. And I'm working all the way through it.
The hyper focus for me is I was editing, like it happens often, but I was editing 6 video and there was like you mentioned something. I was like, oh, I'll just look it up to see. And then that was it. I was down a rabbit hole for 3 hours and I was just like, I've learnt so much of this information.
And it's completely useless to the video.
And it has nothing to do with the video.
Because what I said was a joke.
Thing is, like, I love researching. It's one of my favourite things. And I love learning. And then after a few months, when that information is not actually useful in my daily life, my brain goes, oh, we don't need that, and just deletes it. So I research it for it to get deleted. So my brain is an asshole. I don't actually retain the information.
Ford P69 doesn't have hyperfocus. He had super focus. Well, I have ultra focus. Fuck you.
I am really bad for it because I'll focus so hard that so hard, yeah. Hard muscles, big muscles.
Big muscles, hard muscles.
That's a fucking good movie though.
It's such a good
movie. But yeah, distracted. So I'll focus very strongly. So that I'll forget to eat and I'll forget to pee and I'll come out of it and go, oh shit, I really need a pee, and I'm terrible for it.
Kids are ridiculous.
They'll do it for if they're playing video games. That's it.
The amount of times I've gone to the toilet and one of them kicks the door down, goes, "Daddy, I need a wee." So did you not know?
Not just that. It's just the shh that comes out of them.
I'm surprised they're not fucking levitating. And on that astounding point of my children pissing like fire hoses, it is coming up on an hour and I need to go check the food that you forgot to tell me, goddamn you chat, to put in the oven. And I also need to not be working for a couple of hours so we can go to bed. But yeah, thank you all for being here. I don't know why you keep turning up, but this was a good one. So if they were all like this, I could see it, but sometimes they are so fucking shit. Anyway, we're going to fuck off now. We're going to probably carry on watching Clarkson's Farm because we're fucking sad and yeah. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Boy.
Should I get another drink?
Yeah.
Yay.